Next in, a little olive oil and the juice of 1 lime. Then Jarfi adds a little kick with a jalapeno.
Find some green onions, scallions, we're gonna chop them, but we're not gonna mix them with nothing. We're gonna drizzle them on top of the bruschetta. That should be ready right now. It looks beautiful. I always test my food before I serve it, all the time. Perfect, absolutely perfect.
Here's a trick to make sure you get enough topping on the bread. Just use your hands.
You wanna keep the juice in the bowl because you don't want the bruschetta to become soggy and falling over people's clothes and all that. So we keeping the juice back in the bowl, scooping just the tomatoes. And we have a surprise here. We find some local Capriole goat cheese. This is a local Capriole goat cheese. Jody Shad, she does very, very good. She's been doing this for a long time and she won all kind of awards all over the world about her goat cheese. Right here from Indiana. Next thing I'm gonna do here, remember those green peppers, green onions that I chopped earlier? I'm gonna go ahead and just drizzle them over the whole thing here. And that is a beautiful, beautiful yellow tomato bruschetta with the local Capriole goat cheese.
It tastes great. And it's obviously easy to make because even I pulled it off. That was good timing, guys, because the guests are already arriving. So while they nibble on bruschetta, we're going to take a quick break. But not Jarfi and Company. They're already working ahead on a dessert that's a real peach with a surprise ingredient that's in most everyone's pantry. Stay tuned for more Louisville at Home. Welcome back to Louisville at Home. I'm Cheryl Case. We've been cooking up a storm on this special edition of Louisville at Home. Well, at least Chef Jarfi from Jarfi's Bistro has. Guests at this special dinner party of 12 are chowing down on yellow tomato bruschetta, while Chef Jarfi is prepping a special dessert, an open-faced cobbler made with fresh peaches and blueberries.
The first thing I do, I take like half stick of butter, and we go ahead and melt it. Of course, I already have a pan here that's been rubbed with butter, layered with layers of phyllo dough. And I got some beautiful peaches that we already cut that we're gonna dump in this little wok. I decided to use a wok because it cooks faster. And we wanna do the dessert and get it out of the way because we wanna serve this cobbler room temperature. We don't wanna serve it a hot cobbler. We want it to be a room temperature. So we're gonna let those peaches reduce a little bit. Then we're gonna add blueberries, cinnamon, sugar, and nutmeg. And that's gonna be our peach cobbler.
While the peaches reduce over medium heat, Jarfi turns his attention to the main course, white albino salmon.
They got it from Alaska. They caught it themselves, so it's not for sale. So this is a first in Louisville on TV that a white salmon has been used. I'm sure it's been used, but maybe not in the camera and all that. So we're gonna show everybody how white salmon look like. And I was reading something about it, and I did try it before. It have a lot more flavor. It's not as dry as regular salmon, and it have a lot more flavor. So we're gonna put that to the test. We have 12 guests here that they're gonna tell us what they thought of this nice, beautiful albino white salmon.
First, Chef Jarfi skins the salmon and then checks for any small bones.
Lily right now is chopping some tomatoes for us to use in a sauce called charmella. Charmella is Moroccan marinara. It's really have a great flavor. It have paprika, it have cumin, it have garlic, it have ginger, it have parsley, and either olives or capers. We're gonna use actually cocktail olives for it because we want a salty. We're gonna squeeze a little lemon, and we're gonna cook that Moroccan marinara, and that's what we're gonna serve on top of this beautiful salmon.
But time is ticking, so the chef is making a slight adjustment to his menu plan.
salmon is what's for dinner tonight. We're gonna do some Alaskan smoked salmon as little hors d'oeuvres that we wanna pass to the guests. We need to buy time. So we're gonna feed them something else.
Back to the pantry. Jarfi returns with some lavash, a fancy name for cracker bread.
Down here in Kentucky, we call them crackers. So we're gonna put some sour cream, some smoked salmon from Alaska, and we're gonna put some green peppercorn on top of the smoked salmon, and Lily here is gonna pass it around to the guests. Okay, so that's where we are right now. Lily, I need another platter.
When it comes to appetizers, Chef Jarfi is all about texture. A chunk of cracker topped with a chunk of sour cream, and then a big chunk of smoked salmon.
I hate when people give you those hors d'oeuvres that's so tiny that they get lost in your mouth. You know, you gotta have nice chunky, you know.
A quick topper of green peppercorn goes on the salmon, and this quick appetizer has just gone from simple to sensational. Meanwhile, the peaches for the cobbler have reduced enough to add the blueberries.
This is natural juice from the fruit. I'm gonna add some sugar. Remember, most of these fruit are actually sweet, so we don't want it too sweet. Okay.
Next, a little nutmeg, a little cinnamon, and then a gentle stir.
This is a different kind of cobbler now. You're gonna see. It's not like pie, it's not closed. So we go straight to the pan. See that? And we're gonna dump it in the pan on top of the phyllo. We're gonna make it nice looking like that. Something very unusual, we're gonna top it with some Cheerios. That's what we're gonna close it with. Instead of another layer of phyllo dough and all that, we're just gonna sprinkle some Cheerios in there. Just like that.
The open-faced cobbler goes into the oven and bakes at 350 for about 15 minutes.
So Cheerios are not just for breakfast with milk. You can do lots of stuff with Cheerios. You can make a necklace out of Cheerios too.
How about that? Fruit-flavored O's make a colorful necklace. My daughter would absolutely love this. And you're gonna love what's coming up next. The appetizers are done. The grand finale is in the oven. Now it's time for a salad.
We're making a nice family salad with about 5 different types of heirloom tomatoes, including Mr. Stripey. This has been a tomato day so far. We got beautiful tomato and salmon. So beef is not what for dinner tonight. It's tomato and salmon.
Chopped red onion goes on top, then a little sliced cucumber, and to make this salad really sizzle, a fresh homemade dressing.
We find this beautiful fresh ginger. We're gonna give this salad a little Asian influence. So we're gonna take some ginger, we're just gonna grate it right there.
Add to the grated ginger a Jarfi staple, olive oil. Throw in the juice of 2 limes, 2 lemons, and just whisk it all together. Add some salt and pepper.
It's like la salsa.
And it's time to dress the salad.
Hopefully the guests will be seated soon. If they're not, I'm fine because I got my glass of wine, I got Lily, I don't need nothing.
Our last-minute dinner party is off to a great start, but Chef Jarfi hasn't even started on the main dish. Can he pull it all together now that the guests are taking their seats? Find out next when Louisville at Home comes right back.